Yay! Yay! We made it. Okay, sorry, we've had a few tries. We didn't get to record today on the porch because we just ran out of time. So I wanted to do a podcast today, and so we're inside, and I had to stack books, and everything is precariously stacked, so the camera would at least show the top of our heads. And so anyway, it is Kim with Simply Homespun.
And this is Agata Grace.
Okay, and we have some things to share today. I made, the last thing I did, and it was a Facebook Live launch of Karen's Garden, which was a series of yarns and art bats that I dyed up or hand painted most of them. Some of them were just dyed using the Pantone's 2016 colorway Rose Quartz in Serenity. And when I saw that colorway, I thought of my sister, and she loved gardens and she loved flowers. So I named it Karen's Garden and launched it on the anniversary of her passing. Well, for whatever reason I launched it at 9 o'clock Wednesday night, last Wednesday. And I recorded on the porch, I guess, because that's where I had been recording. Well, it was pretty sorry lighting, is all I can say. And I don't know. It was just a bad launch. And so anyway, I wanted to kind of relaunch today on this podcast. So we're going to be doing that. I made some progress on my dad's sweater. And Grace has a couple of works in progress that she wanted to share. So I just want to start by saying welcome to new viewers and welcome to returning viewers. We are glad you're back with us. You can find us on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook as Simply Homespun, and on YouTube, obviously. And on Twitter, I am Simply Homespun, the number 1. And on Pinterest, I'm Simply Handspun by itself. And on, where else am I? Oh, my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is Simply Handspun Yarn. So those are some places you can find us online. And Grace has recently just really taken a big interest in crafting, and I'm so excited about that. You know, Ben has been doing art bats for me in my shop for a few years, and don't kick this. Sorry. She's crossed her leg, and it kicked the ottoman, and it could be tumbling down like Humpty Dumpty.
You go first on your claps.
Okay. So anyway, so Ben's been involved in dyeing and making the art bats for me, and some spinning. And then Grace is now, she got started with the pot holders, and she's still doing those. She's got 4 orders outstanding she's got to do. And then she's
doing my rubber bands and doing sewing.
Yes, and some sewing, and now we started learning crochet, and that's kind of together because I don't really know how to crochet. But let's start off with works in progress. And the only work in where I had real progress is my dad's sweater. And this is the front. Okay. Here is the front of my dad's sweater. And so I've done quite a bit on it. I'm actually about 5 rows short of finishing a whole, the whole center panel pattern. It's repeated numerous times, but anyway, that's almost finished. And the diamond obviously is almost finished once. And then I've got several cables and then the moss stitch on each end. So anyway, I am making progress. This is the back. Now whether I will get it, I really would like to get it finished by the end of the year at least, because then I could not only gift it to my dad in December for Hanukkah. We celebrate Hanukkah. I could gift it to him for Hanukkah, and I could also get it in time for the sweater cowl that Mina Phillip over at Knitting Next Pat is doing. So that's my goal. His birthday's in October. That would even be more awesome. But,
yeah, my birthday's in October.
Yeah, Grace's birthday's also in October. My dad's birthday's in October. My other daughter, Jessica, her birthday's in October. My grandmother, my dad's mom, and my dad's dad, my grandparents, both of their birthdays were in October. It was just a busy month. So, but my grandparents had passed on. But my dad's still kicking, and praise the Lord, and he better continue to kick up until I get this sweater finished. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I hope he lives many years to wear the sweater now. So anyway, October's a busy month. So, oh well, that's a finished object. All right, Grace, you want to show your works in progress?
No, I said.
Well, I was going to do that next.
Okay. Now I started with my knuckles. I made this for myself, and
What is it?
Oh, this.
Show them how you wear it.
Huh?
Show them how you wear it.
I have to sit closer. I wear it like it's hung up.
You trust me, because I could go. That would hurt. I wouldn't hurt my girl. Okay. It's a choker.
It's a choker, and
don't let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. And show them what you made it on.
And I made it on this. Can I show them on this bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. This can attach to the bottom, but I'm not going to do it right now. Because this is in it. And this is hers. I'm making her one.
Yay.
I thought it would fit her like this, but it wouldn't. I have to make it longer.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
Why is that bad?
Because I want it to make like that.
I have a big neck to support my big head, which contains my big brain.
Yeah, and so how long it is. It's like
Anyway, it'll be pretty when it's done. I can't wait.
Yeah, on my necklace, now that would be a necklace, I started it Sunday morning and finished it Sunday night.
That's a quick project.
Yeah, that was a quick project. And
Show them what else you're working on.
then they know what else.
Well, show them your progress. You've made progress. It's works in progress. So you've made progress on your Sunbonnet Sue block.
Sunbonnet Sue.
She's getting almost through with the apron.
And this is the end of the apron. So I'm so excited about that. And this takes a whole lot of work too. So and I'm like doing crochet too. so that can I get it?
Well, you haven't really worked on that much.
Yeah.
Until that next week.
Yeah, I haven't really worked on that much, but
At all, actually.
no,
I'm
very much.
trying to remember how to do it.
But I'm making a hack, like 300 hats, and that is a lot of work. So I'm a crafty person.
Yes, you are. Okay, now that's our work in progress. Now I want to show you our finished object. Excuse me. One finished object. I finished the pinwheel scrap blanket. One square, not the blanket. But I haven't totally woven in the ends because when I was weaving in ends, it was at their homeschool co-op, and I didn't bring my scissors, and I had a couple of knots in the end of my hand spun, so I couldn't get the tapestry needle through. So I had to wait till I got home. But this is it.
I hold it.
Okay. And I still think with blocking, I'm going to be able to make it work. Grace, would you go get me some water? I would really appreciate it.
I didn't get water.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on.
Sorry. But anyway, so this is my first block. And I am going to continue to work on this because I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's a good way to use up some, scrap yarn, and I've made some minis that actually were I felt too short of yardage to sell in my shop, so I'm going to keep them and put them in this another square. So anyway, I'm going to continue to work on this. There is the pinwheel summer blanket cowl, but I'm not going to enter that because no way. So anyway, but there it is. I like it. I enjoyed working on it, so I'm going to keep going on that. Now, I want to show you a couple of things. This is new. This is going into my shop, but is this not beautiful? Oh my gosh. I love these colors. It's actually 3 minis. Hot. August Fool. So anyway, it's 3 mini skeins that I dyed today. I had a special order for some thick thin yarn, and which is going to its new home tomorrow. But that was the thick thin that I did for a customer in shades of purple. And this is merino, and I cannot even tell you how soft this is. It's so soft. It's still a little damp, so I need to hang that up to dry fully before it goes to its new home. But this was where, thank you so much. This is where I had some thick thin left over because I really don't like tying yarn together. Thank you. To make, in a skein, if I can help it. Sometimes it's just long yardage. I wanted it long and it split when or came apart. But this is thick thin merino, and it's hand painted with emerald. And it does have some white coming through. But this is 40 yards mini skein. And I'm going to list these 3 together. And I'll put them into cakes, so they'll be the baby cakes. But that's the emerald. And then this one is blue. This was dyed with the Ashford dye. Blue. And isn't it awesome? I mean, it is so pretty. There's a couple of darker areas. But anyway, it's solid. It's not got any white in that one. So that's that one. And then I did this one. This was a combination of cranberry, and I had some orange dye left over, so I just dumped them together. And I thought that was really pretty. You can kind of see. So anyway, I'm going to I'm going to put the 3 of these together because I just thought they were beautiful. Now I'm wanting to do a big skein of it for a shawl. I mean, I just think that would be a beautiful shawl or sweater or
Whatever.
anything like that. So those will be in my shop. And what else? I think those were the only 2 things. I think the rest of this is Karen's garden. So I want to show you Karen's garden. And this is a blue kind of a, skein it here for a minute so I can show it a little bit better. Okay. So this is a blue, kind of blue, black, gray color. It's fingering weight. And you know, I can't remember the yard. I want to, it's 400 something yards. But I was counting it today because I was entering it into my Etsy shop, and I literally fell asleep in the chair counting the yardage. That's how tired I was today. So this will be in my shop soon, but it is a fingering weight, and I'm pretty sure there was enough yardage for socks with this. This was another one that I just love. Isn't that pretty? And this is 400, a little over 400. It's like 427, I want to say, but I'm not positive. This is in my shop now, so you can check that out. And it's fingering weight. I'm really enjoying spinning fingering weight right now. That thick thin that I spun for the special order, I had to practice because it's just like I've just been used to spinning the thin for a while. Both of those were Romney wool. This one, this is merino, and it's got the blue beads all through it. All throughout are the blue beads. And this one, I want to say it's 200 and something yards, but it's merino and it's so soft too. But now this one is spun more worsted, more of a worsted weight. And if you can hear a sound, it's my son, Ben, taking a shower, and he's singing in the shower. If I really wanted to embarrass him, I could take you over there and let you listen. But I won't do that, because I'm a good mom.
He's my brother. He's my brother.
Here's another one, and this one is almost a lace weight yarn, and it's over 400 yards, I think. But this one is in my shop right now, too. But it's kind of a sea green, kind of a lighter blue green color, and it is got darker areas in it. And then these two are going to be sold as a set, and they are together 400 yards. So it's a lavender. These are fingering weight, a lavender fingering weight, and then this is just a natural. I want to say this is. I believe this is merino here. I'm pretty sure. This is in my shop, so it'll tell you there for certain. I just did so much, and I did merino and Romney, but this one feels a little bit like merino, but sometimes, Romney is a really long staple length also, and it's very soft. So, but these two are going to be a set, or are a set in my shop. And then this one is just a really funky art yarn spun from an art bat from the spinning kit from Napa Valley Fiber called Victorian. And so anyway, it's got all kind of There's the green is either Firestar or Bamboo. Both are in there. And then Corridel is in there. Romney's in there. The Bamboo. Some Leicester, I believe, is in that also. But anyway, that's that art yarn, and that's in my shop already. All of these now are going to be in my shop already. Then I had this, this is another, now this one is an art yarn, but it's got some really long locks tailspun into this art bat. This one, actually, this one, the purple is a core spun yarn, and then this one is just spun from the bat. But you can see the gray locks and then the blue locks. There's more blue and gray. It's just got a lot in it. It's got some Angelina in here, the sparkle. I don't know if, yeah, you can see that. And then this was also from Napa Valley Fiber Spinning Kit, and it's it was called Stormy Night or Stormy Weather. Anyway, stormy something, weather or night.
Can
And
I show them?
all right, in just a second. Now, so this is an art bat, and this one's actually made by Ben, but this is in that collection of Karen's Garden also. And it's got pink and yellow, and it's got sparkle, you can tell, in there. And Grace, can you see if my other art bat's over there? I think it is. Or it's right there in that bucket. Can you hear me back? Not right now. Just a little bit. All right, and then we have 4 mini skeins here. So brown and green, blue, and a red. And actually, this red is that I put in my square. So these are on there as a set. And I think these are 15, 15, 15. I think this one was 40 or 20. Anyway, it's in my shop. And I should have written it all down, but this was kind of a spur of the moment. Hey, Grace, let's do a podcast. So that, except for one thing, can you get that art bat, please? Out of there. One more art bat that was in Karen's Garden. Yeah, be careful carrying it. Get the whole thing. There you go. Okay. So this one is a big one. This I did on the blending board. And so it is big and thick. But it's got the pink. This was really more inspired right from the Pantone colorways. And it's got Angelina in there. And it's got, actually I'm going to pull that off. It's got some Jacob's fleece. It's got merino. It's got Romney. It's got silk. Silk. The Angelina. It's got a little bit of everything, but it is, I think, so pretty and big and hefty here. So anyway, so that's Karen's Garden, and I hope you guys like it. I really enjoyed making it, and I'm hoping that it sells. But if it doesn't, there's some of that in there, like that brown and turquoise, I really want to spin or knit with, but I can duplicate that, I think. It was hand painted. All of those were dyed by me. Everything you saw was, except for the Stormy Weather and the Victorian art yarns, those were not dyed by me. Those were dyed by Deborah at Napa Valley Fiber, but the rest was dyed by me and spun by me. Everything was just a natural color and out of the wool, and then I colored it myself. So I talked a little bit about my shop last week and just what direction I wanted to go, if I wanted to split off the Ashford products into another Etsy shop, and I still don't know. So I've been busy with the homeschooling and spinning, and I just haven't made a decision yet, but you'll be the first to know. One thing, I've done a segment on good favorite podcasts, and I came across one, and I can't remember what podcast I was watching that introduced this one, but it is called
Baby Cakes.
It's Camebornia. It's Kammebornia. And I am going to tell you that is the most beautiful podcast I've ever seen. I mean, just beautiful. It's Swedish. I think they're Swedish, and it's subtitled. But I tell you, the stuff she showed on there, she had some stuff from her grandmother, and I mean, it was just gorgeous fiber products, fiber art, and I think she and her husband were doing it together, and it was just really sweet and pretty. And I'm going to go, I watched their latest one, and so now I'm going to go back. I think it was episode 7 they were on that I watched, but it was so, it's just nice. It was just peaceful and nice. I did not watch my last podcast to know what I recommended podcast-wise. Of course, Knitting Expat and Mendo Bug are my favorites. Mendo Bug has gone into a little different format, which I'm getting used to. It's shorter segments, so she kind of broke out. She's going to do a segment on her whips, and then another one on her finished objects, and another one on her acquisitions. So they're shorter. They're not as long. But I enjoyed her a lot, and I could sit there and watch her an hour, and it was no big deal. It was really nice.
Love her.
We do love her, don't we? And so anyway, I kind of miss her old format, but I'm not going to be change resistant here. So I enjoy any time I see that she's put something out, I'll watch it, because she does beautiful work. She's very talented with her knitting and her crocheting and her cross stitch, and she's just a very talented lady. So anything she puts out, I'm happy to see. But I do miss her. She's got almost an infectious laugh. She just has, it's like a giggle, and it just and I don't see it as much in these shorter segments, but there's only been like 2, so I mean, I'm not judging. But anyway, all the Mendo Bug I can see is awesome, so in whatever way it is. So anyway, but I do encourage you to check her out, because she was very inspirational to me to get started doing more things for myself. You know, before I was just doing everything for the shop, and I almost had quit knitting, and anything I knit was just knit quick for a gift. But she really got me back into doing some crafts, like my quilt, the butterfly quilt, and she was key in that, and just like getting my dad's sweater back out and working on it. She was really inspirational. Knitting, Mina over at Knitting Expat podcast, she, you know, she helped me, along with Mendo Bug, to really want to do these socks. And so I'm doing Mina's socks, but, and I've made some progress, but anyway, not enough to show you, but, so anyway, you know, I'm really enjoying these podcasts, and I know I mentioned Legacy Knits. I'm not sure, I did mention Bakery Bears, I think, last time I was here too, so I'm just going to not repeat myself. But do check out this Camabornia. So I said, I could be massacring that. Camabornia podcast, because I think it'd really be worth your time. A Knitter's Life is another one. I'm not sure I mentioned Christina over at A Knitter's Life, but I like her podcast too. And she just recorded after almost a month of being away. So she's a Knitter's Life is the name of that one. But she does some really nice work. And she has designed a really cool pattern using mini skeins in a shawl. And it's really pretty. So that's in her latest podcast, so check that out. But anyway, I think that is about all I have for tonight. And I'm going to let you do how to do that in your own tutorial podcast, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll probably be Saturday.
Okay.
Because we don't keep a lot of one Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And happy knitting, weaving, spinning, quilting, sewing. Just have a happy week. And we will see you hopefully soon. Bye.
Bye.